Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss part 3 of core module of DMAT. Basically, there are three topics that you have to cover up. First is figure sequences that we have covered in our last videos. Second is mathematical equations, and third is Latin squares. You are going to get 20 questions from each topic and 25 minutes for 20 questions from each topic to solve. So basically, you are going to get 75 seconds to solve one question. And one thing that you have to remember that you are not going to get any pen and paper and every calculation, everything that you have to do it in your mind only. So now let's start with Latin squares. So in this task, you will see 5 by 5 grid, a square containing 5 rows and columns. So there would be a square containing 5 rows. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. 5 columns C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. Some fields of the grid contain letters. Each letter can only appear once in each row and each column. This is the most important point here. One letter can appear once in each row and each column. So whenever you are going to solve any column or any row, there won't be any chance that any row one letter will appear 2 or 3 times. It will appear for only one time. For example, A, B, C, D, E. All are unique letters. There won't be any chance that any letter, for example, A, is repeating again in the same column or is repeating again in the same row. So basically, every column or every row, one letter will appear for only one time. Only the letters that are shown as response options. These are response options. This one column, 5 rows are response options. That would be on the right hand side in your exam as well. You have to click on the one option that is correct for the question mark. Your task is to decide which letter belongs in the field with the question mark. Sometimes you need to fill in other fields in your mind before you can figure out what letter should replace the question mark. Sometimes you will be having very easy questions that you are just going to figure out, okay, B, D, E, A, what is the letter that is missing? That is C. So the answer would be C. But sometimes you will be getting some questions where there you have to solve other boxes first to find the question mark so that you are going to get in the next question. So this is also the important point. Sometimes you need to fill in the other fields in your mind before you can figure out what letter should replace the question mark. If you know what the correct solution for the question mark field, click on the correct response in the solution. One thing that you have to remember, you have to be very, very particular about all the instructions that are given in the official PDF because that are going to be same as it is in your real exam or the same pattern would be there. So this is all about Latin square, 5 by 5 grid, 5 columns. Every letter will appear once in a row and column, and sometime for the question mark you have to solve other boxes to find your answer. And on the right hand side there would be options. You have to click on the right option. So this question we have already solved. Now move to the next question. So here One thing that I also want to tell you before moving further, some important points that or rules that you have to follow to solve these questions. First of all, each row and column will have letter once only. Any letter once only. Second, that is you are going to get some low level, high level, mid level questions. So first of all, if you have to solve other rows or columns to find your answer, so pick a row or column with the most letters, with the most letters filled. First of all, you have to solve that, then you will be going to find your next answer. Then check each empty box of question mark, column or row. Whatever column or row, you have to find each empty box. Next, eliminate or point of elimination, you can say, eliminate impossible letters. So these are the points that you have to follow. If you are following all these points, obviously you are going to find your all answers very easily. So here, one thing that you also have to remember, possible outcomes, possible choices. This is the most important rule. Possible choices for the box. Okay, so let's get started with our first question here. Okay, example one, D, A, C, E, D, and these are the options. This is a solution here. Okay, C, D, A. You know that each row or column should contain letter, any letter, once on. So here D, A, C. So the possible choice, obviously, that would be B. That is missing. And here, if we have to solve here, that would be E. So you can check. You have to cross check your answer as well. Okay. You have to cross check your answer after solving. You know that C, D, A, B, E, D, A, C, B, E. In this row and in this column, this row 4 and column 4, okay, D, A, C, B in row 4 and column 4, no letter is repeating again. No letter is repeating again. We have to find only the question mark. I just found it to make you understand what would be the next letter. We have to find just question mark, that the answer would be B. Now next move to the next example here. Here, what is the rule that is also going to that to be followed? That is, we have to solve other rows or columns to find our question mark answer. So here we can't, you know that there are two boxes that are empty. So we can't find easily the correct answer. So firstly, we have to go to the row 1. What is the missing letter here? B. We found the first row. Now move to the column 5. So what is the missing letter here? That is D. So the answer would be D. Solution is D. So this is also the rule that you have to follow. Now move to our first example. Before that, let's read what is the instruction here. For the task type letter square, 6 exercises are available, 2 each in the difficulty level, low, medium, high. On the following pages, you can see the solution, including the solution paths. Practice with these exercises without taking note, as you will not have any helping tools available to you in the examiner. Okay. So here we are going to follow the rule that I have already mentioned. Solve the row or column with maximum letters available. So that is row 2 only. Missing letter would be D. Okay. So now come to the question mark column. You can even find the row of question mark, but I think column is easy to find most of the time. So just focus on the C2 column. Here we have this box, we have this box that is empty, we have this box that is empty. So what would be the possible choices? Possible choices would be B, A, E are already present. That would be C or D. Okay. Now, the next rule is each row or column would be having letter ones only. These rules should be on your tips only. So the possible choices for here that are C or D for this column or also C or D. But you know that. But you know that in this row, just a minute. In this row, basically, first row, full first row here, D is already present. So we can't take D again. Okay. In this row, C is already present. So we can't take C again. So here the answer would be D. And here the answer for the question mark that would be. So these are the all the points that you have to note down. Solve the row with column and with maximum letters available. Question mark column. Possible choices C or D. Each row and column should be having letter once only. So the answer for the first question would be C on. So now move to the next question. Here we are going to try to solve this question in maximum, all the other questions in maximum 50 or 60, 75 seconds. Okay. So this is the next question here. Okay. Fill the column with the maximum letters available. But here there is three, three, here two, two, four. Let four boxes are not filled in any row or column. So what we can take, first of all, we have to focus here C3 column. The possible choices are A, B, C, D for the question mark because E is already present here. Okay. Now move to the row number 5 here. You know that the possible choices for this and this would be E or A. E or A, because those two letters are absent. But we know that in this column, A is already present, so we can't take A again. We can't take. So what we are going to take here, that is E. So obviously this would be A. So now the possible choices for this column, A is removed, B, C, D would be left. So the answer this of question mark should be either B, C or D. Now move to the next. Here the column choices would be E or C. But we know that if we are going to take E here, that would be repeated again. So the answer would be C and E. Okay. Now move to the here. Okay, this box, this row, these two boxes are left. Okay, C is also eliminated. We have the only two possible choices are left for these two boxes, B or D. We know that if we are going to take D here, D would be repeated again. So here the answer would be B and this option would be D. So the answer for this question, that is D. So possibilities that you have to cover up. Now move to the next question here. B, first of all, fill the maximum letters that is in R4 column. Here, easily in C3, that would be C, B, C. Okay. Now we have to find this C5 column. The possible choices are, what are the possible choices here? Possible choices for this column are A, B, C for C5, column C5, A, B, C, and E. Okay. So let's try to find other boxes so that we can find here. Okay, go to the row 1 because it has 3 letters. The possible choices for this box, that is D or E, D or E. But we know that if we are going to take E here, there would be 2 E in the column. So that would be D. The here answer would be E. Okay, E is eliminated for the possible choices for this column C5. Now only A, B, C and left. But means question mark would be either A, B or C. Okay. Now move to another column or row here. Any other row or column that we can fill up. Okay. Let's move to row 2 here. Row 2 here. The possible choices for row 2 that are C, D or E, same C, D or E, C, D or E. You know that E and D are already present, so here that would be C. Okay. Here E is already present. Okay. So C is already present. So C is already present. C is already present here, and E is present in the column here. So the answer would be D here. So that would be, just a minute. There is some contradiction. Give me a okay. Here the options are options for this column that are C, D, and E. For this is also C, D, and E. C, D, and E. So here C would be there. Okay. And here Also, the options are C, D, or E. But because here C is already there, so there would be maximum option in this column, that is D or E. But we can't take E over here because E is already present in this column. So here we are going to take D and here we are going to take E. Okay, that is correct. Now move here. So this is also eliminated. So the options from these two boxes are A or B. Okay. Now move to here only. We are going to all these things from here that can be clean. Yeah. Okay. Move here. That is, you have to take here two options A or B. Okay. Move here. The options are A, B, C. For all these two boxes, A, B, C. Okay. We can't take A here. Other options left that are B and C. We can't take A and B here, so the option would be C. Okay. So here C is already there. Okay, here's in this row, when we are going to take this row or this column, A and C are already present, so only left letter, that is B. So here the answer would be A and the leftover answer would be B. So the answer is B here. So you have to find the possible choices. Move to here. Okay. We are going to solve this question slow so that you are able to understand properly. Possible choices for column C1. B is already there, that are A, C, D, E for the question mark. Okay. So move with the column or row which has the maximum letters filled. So the answer would be B here. This is B. Okay. So now move to here. Choices are A or E. Choices are A or E. Okay. We are not able to find anything because here A or E, nothing is common. Okay. Move here. Choices are for this and this. C or E. C or okay, yeah, this is C. In the same column, there would be two C, so this would be E, this would be C. Okay. Now move to here. The choices are B, possible choices for both these boxes, B or C. Okay. We know that the B is already there, so this would be C, this would be B. Okay, so C is eliminated. The only question mark A, D, E are left for column 1. Okay. So here choices are A or E. Choices are A or E. Okay, that is not satisfied yet. Okay, now move to here. Choices are A or D. Choices are A or D. We know that D is already present here. We can't take two Ds here. Sorry for this thing. Okay. A or D? A or D. A is not present, but A is present here. We can't take A twice. So here that would be D. This would be A. Okay. A is also eliminated. Only D and E are left. Okay. So here choices left A or E, A or E. So obviously A is already there. So it would be E. It would be A. So the answer for the question mark, that is a leftover letter, that is D. So like this, you have to find the choices and the probability. Now move to the next question. Here the column is C3. Possible choices. First of all, fill up here this row 4. Fill up because it has the maximum letters, that is C. Possible choices for column C3. Leftover A, B, and D. Okay. Now move here first, or you can move here. What are the possible choices? That is B or C, B or C. You know that C is already present here. We can't take it twice. So it would be B, it would be C. Okay. Possible choices for this and this, that would be A or D. We know that A is already present here. So it would be A. Okay. That is okay. So now these two are left. So A is eliminated. Okay. And possible choices only B or D here. Okay, okay. So we can move here. The possible choices are, we can move to the column A or D, A or D. We know that, okay, A or D, A or D. We can't find here D anywhere. Okay. Move to this column, move to this row. The possible choices are A, B, D. Okay. Can we take D here? No, the only choices are left here. Can we take D here? No, the only choices are left A and B. Can we take for this the choices that are left, that are B or D? For this choice left, that is A or D. Okay. Oh, just a minute, B or D? B, A, C. Okay. Here A or B. Two choices are left. Have we solved this correctly? Yeah. A or D? B, this is B or D, and this here. Okay, if we are going to just make an assumption here, we are going to take possible choices from here, like B. Okay, from A and B, B. Then from here B, it would be having D only. It would be having A. Okay. Okay. And it would be having A, it would be having E, it would be having B, and it would be having D. Okay. So no row or column that is repeating a pattern again. Sometimes you have to just make a choice. If you are going to take D here, if you are going to take D here, then it is going to clash here. So from here we have to make an assumption. So from B or D, you can just take an assumption and try to solve the question. So the answer is D. Sometime for the difficult question, you can't waste time to solve again and again. Okay, so here's C. Okay, now this is the column number C1. Possible choices are A, D, or E. Okay, so here the choice would be A or E. Here the choice would be A or E for the row number 5. But A is already present here, so E and A. Okay. So only the two choices are left for possible choices for column C1, that are D and E. Okay. So now move to here. The possible choices are E or C, E or C. E or C. C is already there in the column. We can't repeat here. So here E, here C. Okay, nothing is repeating again in the column. So the possible choices here that are again D or E. Okay, and it would be B. Okay, here for these two choices are B or D left, but B is already here. B is already here. So we can just can't take B again here. So the answer, okay, the possible, sorry, the possible choices A, B, C, the possible choices for these two boxes that are D or E, that are left D or E. Okay. So here D and E is the, okay, we can solve any other row here. Nothing is repeating. D or E. If we are going to take here any, if we are going to solve any other row, okay. The possible choices are A, B. We are going to, if you want to make an assumption, you can do that. But if we are going to solve this, the possible left choices that are D or E. So this is not solving anywhere. So we are going to move here in this column. Possible choices for these two boxes are D and C. Okay, we can't take C here because it's already there. So we are going to take D. We are going to take C here. Okay. So D is already there in the column. D is already there in this row. Sorry, D is already there. We can't take D again. So answer would be E. Answer is